impossible to walk on the line while holding a drone and a camera in one hand. So the opening scene you just saw was shot on this guy, the Dji Avata. So my favorite food thing will come a little bit later in the edit, but every now and then, quite often actually, there are people asking me what kind of equipment do I use to make all of these edits. So I figured out we're starting off with that today. So my main camera is this one, a Sony A6400 with the lens 24-70. It's a full frame lens, but it's a crop housing. I've been owning this camera and basically shooting with this for now almost 5 years. It's not the best camera there is. There's a lot of cameras that is better, and I think if I had the money I would probably upgrade, but it works. It's for my content creating, it works, it does the works, and it's small, and size is important, especially for me. I think for everyone, but especially for me, I have to carry stuff for a whole family when I'm traveling. And the autofocus and everything on this one when it came out was extraordinary, way better than the A7 Mark II that I had. So that was why I did the upgrade, and it was a lot of camera for a cheap amount of money. My main microphone for now, I just upgraded to this DJI. You will see more about it later, but it's been the Røde Mic that is on the top here. So that's been my go-to microphone for the last 3, 4, 5 years maybe. It's so handy when you can move your tripod around. I can put it here, which by the way, it's just a table. And while we're talking of size, cameras I use a lot, which I'm recording this on by the way at the moment, is the GoPros. I have 2 of them, or I have a couple of old ones laying in the drawer back home, but I don't use them. But I have 2 cameras that I always bring with me in the backpack, 2 GoPros. And that is the Hero 11. I bought this to compete in the $1 Million Challenge. If you haven't seen my previous edit, I didn't make the cut this year, but I did get a lot of good footage, I think, so you can see them there. But this really is a remarkable tool. It's so small, the quality is insanely good, and now with this media mod I just bought, I can attach the microphone that I'm wearing right now and get, I think, decent sound, I hope. And one of the accessories I use the most is probably this pole. It's now probably 10 years old. I think I've been having it since I used GoPro 3 or something. XS series from Norway. The grip, yeah, it's all destroyed, but it still works. So if it works, I use it as long as I can. Don't need to buy new stuff if the things you have is working. So that was the GoPros. And GoPros, talking about GoPros, one of the things that I get the best clips from my GoPros, in my opinion, is by using them in this way. But you have to wait a little bit to get those tips and that epicness, because now it's lunchtime. So since I'm taking you along to my favorite local place in South Lombok, we have to do it the local way. How many gules, foreigners, can you get on one bike? All ready?
Yes, already.
Yeah.
We say we love, we say we love. We gave it all, we gave it all.
So, our favorite place at the moment, the food is so good, and the variety, there's so much pilihan, so much options. Warung Sulawesi is located in Mong area, up in the main street in Kuta. It's super good. Let me show you the opportunities you have in this place. White rice, red rice, yellow rice. So we have different options of chicken. So we have different options of chickens, shrimps, fish, vegetarian, so tofu, yeah, and tempeh, different pregedels, sini ayam, udang, ikan, sapi, tahu, tempe, semua ada di sini. Ini daerah dagingnya. Ada juga di atas telur, sate, dan banyak sayur dan pilihan lain. Also there's a lot of vegetables, different kind of vegetables. Sambal, banyak sambal juga ya. Bagus ini Bu ya. Ya, tidak akan lupa. Ada 5 pilihan sambal ya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Itu luar biasa Bu.
Mantap.
Mantap itu.
Hei Matias,
Apa kabar?
kabar baik.
Bagus.
Halo.
So I will get my plate and I will walk you through my pilihan today. So last week I've been eating here. This is the 4th time. And that is one epic plate right there. I had to bring it into the light so you could see the proper how do you say, the colors, everything in this plate. Let me quickly walk you through it, and then I'm gonna dig in and help the family. So here we have sambal, I have rendang sauce, tempeh, various of vegetables, frikadelle, egg. So today I went for a vegan option, no meat in this one. But there's so many good flavors in this plate, so actually no need. And the tempeh is so good, everything is so good. But I can highly recommend also, they have a very good ayam ketchup manis, it's so good. And also the rendang, yeah? Beef rendang, it's delicious. But everything on this menu in Warung Sulawesi, I can highly recommend. You can also order special dishes that they cook for you in the back. So they have like traditional food from Sulawesi, so a lot of options in this place. Kalau Anda ke Kuta Lombok, Anda mau makan di sini ya, Warung Sulawesi. Ayo, saya akan makan dan bantu keluarga. By flying FPV with the GoPro on the top. I have 2 of them, Dji Avata, as you can see, also had a 3D printed. I bought it at Tokopedia in Indonesia for 50 or maybe 150,000 on Tokopedia. Not expensive. So I can attach GoPro on this one. So the first shot you saw when I was flying through this place, Anchor, I had the GoPro on this Avata, but the opposite way, so filming backwards. It's actually 1 year ago since I started to fly FPV, and I can tell you, it's so much fun. It really brings out the boy in me, like the child. It's a toy, but then you can get insanely beautiful footage. So the way I use the FPVs is to get the cinematic look. You can use these drones to do tons of flips, flying upside down into buildings everywhere. These drones has a lot of potential. You probably have seen it already on social media. People are crazy good at flying these drones. But then you also have a feel of kind of using them for cinematic footage, and that's what I use these drones for. Because if you in my edit see a lot of flipping upside down, go blah blah blah, I can't do it yet, but I think I will never focus on that. I will focusing on getting cinematic footage of the FPV, like getting the FPV look, but at the same time not overkilling the potential that these drones actually have. When you're flying drones and stuff, you want to have that feel-good feeling. For the remote controller and stuff, I use the same setup for both of them. So I bought the FPV with the remote and the goggles, and then I just bought the Avata separate. So I switch between the two on the same system. So that's a very good way to save a lot of money. Now over to the next phase, the normal drones. I've been flying drones for 10 years now, actually, talking about 10 years. next week. I've been married for 10 years and I got my first drone as a wedding gift from my friends. So yeah, I've been flying DJI drones for 10 years now. The first one was Phantom 1. For the last couple of years, this has been my go-to drone. Actually, that's not true, because the last like 8 months, this has been my go-to drone. The Dji Mini 3 Pro, the size of this and the weight, 249 grams, which makes you able to use it everywhere. That's very nice, and it barely made any sound. When you heard when this one came down, it's making a lot of sound, so everyone around sees it, you notice it. This one, the moment you're up in the air, people don't notice the drone. If you are a person considering to buy FPV or a normal drone, I would definitely go for a normal drone. FPV is a lot of fun, but you have way more opportunities with drones like this. If you have the interest, go for both, but if you want one drone, one of these is the way to go. Yeah. Now there's one more thing. Yeah, two more actually. Recently invested into this microphone, so I can, and now I've been using it on the GoPro to test it out on this one. How do you think the sound is? Like, this is the DJI microphone setup with the GoPro on it. I can attach it to everything, which is super nice. The phone, the camera, the GoPro, so it makes it very easy to use. Connection, everything, so I hope the sound is good. One last thing, by the way, again, look at my tripod. 3 tables on the top of each other to capture this. Have to be creative, yeah? I don't have a tripod. It's too much stuff, I can't carry it around. And the last thing, it is the phone. I do capture a lot of footage with this one. Several of the edits that I made, I almost made whole edits actually with this phone on my YouTube channel. And yeah, so this is a perfect tool. And you have it in your pocket all the time. By the way, if you're visiting South Lombok and you need a place to stay, you're more than welcome to come to our place. Yeah? As you've seen, this is not just a place where you can sleep. You can grab a good cup of coffee. There are different things to do. You can play basketball, slackline, swimming pool, this thing. So yeah, also the playhouse. So a lot of different things to do. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this edit. Let me know what more do you want to see on this channel. Yeah? Have a good one.